crash, but no fucking like warnings beforehand. What the fuck? Display settings. Why is it constantly this fucking device? I think it's this thing, this USB hub. The anchor? I think it is anchor. Well, it's just old as fuck. See, what is that? What device just fucking unplugged? Okay, well, now let's see if I can get my screen back. What? Why is it so small? Oh shit, wait, why is this displaying the wrong screen? Oh, that's why it's so small. Wrong screen being captured. That's some bullshit, man. I watch stuff I can find on the internet. That's what I got for shit. Hey, Cookie, here go. I get it. Not bad. Just getting a headset for Katie. Because the one we've had has kind of been falling apart. I want to get her a decent one. Ooh. Ooh. I didn't realize those are so cheap. Um, I just got, so my computer crashed while I was playing comp just a little while ago. So I have like a 40-minute suspension. That's not bad. 439 for the Ryzen. Okay, let me build a computer around this and see what comes up. $40 on no, on ranked. Unranked. I am banned from ranked at the moment. Let's see here. Let's build a new PC. See what? How do I build a new one? Builder. I know. That's the annoying thing. Compatibility filter, nice. Okay. E650, huh? X670 is probably what I want. Wait, what? Yeah, I'm here and I'm totally not new. I don't remember. Were you brand new? I can't remember. Okay, what does X570E mean? Or 670E? Give you an idea, AMD's flagship X670E supports up to 44 PCIe lanes. Running it, on the other hand, supports the same number of PCIe lanes as its extreme variant, but only 8 of these lanes make use of Gen 5 speeds. I know, right? That's what a lot of people do. Yeah, that's what a lot of people will do. They'll stop in and say hi, and then start having a conversation with them, and then they're just gone. I'm like, what the fuck? You'd be surprised how many times that happens. Ooh, that's a pretty decent IO. Okay. No, not this time. I was just saying that happens a lot, just in people in general. I don't think it happened to you that I was thinking that I can think of, but I don't know. Let's see here. What do I want for a video card? That's the real question. What is the total cost so far? What do I got here? 800 so far. That's without a graphics card, memory, storage. Under 1000G? Yeah, the way they monetize Overwatch 2 is kind of bullshit, not gonna lie. It's complete horseshit. So when my computer was crashing the other day, and I figured it was because I upgraded a 22H2. That's the only thing I really changed in my computer. So I did a fresh reinstall of Windows. So I completely wiped everything off my computer and started all over again. And it's still crashing. So it's either inherently something with Windows 22H2, A, or B, it has something to do with something else going on in my computer. Unfortunately, the system logs didn't really provide that great of detail on the crash, so it's difficult to say. And I do have school right now. You have school? Probably I thought. Oh, I don't fully understand. Oh, okay. Monday and on the weekends? Wait, you have school on Monday on the weekends? Or no school on Monday and on the weekends? I'm so confused. Yeah, okay. So you have it on the weekdays, in other words. What? What? I guess from you are using are you on mobile? Are you using autocorrect? That's what it looks like. Oh, here's how you can add the tag. Nice. Uh, and PS4? Oh, you don't have a PC. Oh, that's right. You were gaming on the Xbox, right? Oh, dang. Xbox, I wish, but no PS4. Oh, okay. Right now I am this is my home network. So my router is actually virtualized. It's another computer that's sitting here as a server. And that's this what this is. And then I have my internet being plugged into one internet or one network card and my LAN on the other network card, and then I virtualize my firewall right here. And if you can, I can actually log into it right here. There it is. And I'm just right now I'm adding tags to some of my other virtual machines. So this one's called a domain controller. Is what allows me to log into my computer. Yeah, I do have a lot of bookmarks. So this allows me to so me and Katie both we can log on to each other's computer at any time, any point. It doesn't matter. Like we don't have to set up an account on each other's computer. It's just like you just sign in. It's like you're at the same computer, you know. And that's because of this piece of software. This is Windows Server 2022. And then I have something that blocks all my ads. It's called Pi-hole, and that runs on there as well. And then I have something that controls all my smart lights and everything like that. Like when I say I can turn off all my lights and all of my TVs and everything, and control the temperature and stuff like that. And I have that's being run too. I'm just killing time until I'm not blocked anymore on whatever it's called. No, they would be very happy if they got access to it. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, no, they would not be overwhelmed by it. They would be kind of confused by they'd be like, why does this guy have an infrastructure, an enterprise setup in his home, essentially? But it also is very secure. So I have oh shit. Okay, so my backup internet. So I have it set so that my internet, if my internet ever goes out, say my cable internet goes out, my cellular kicks over, it fails over and goes onto my cellular plan. But the cellular plan is down right now. I need to reset the cellular modem. It also has a link. I also have a VPN link to my parents' house. so that they can I can back up all their stuff, like all their like um important documents and stuff like that. Can we play unranked after all? Will you do ranked? Yeah, I'll do unranked. And goals overall of what? Oh, so it's just each one has a slightly different goal. It basically just has it's more secure. It has why would she need to access your PC? What? So it's more me accessing her PC is usually what it comes down to. Is it boils down to me being able to remote in and change settings and stuff like that. Like it's nice being able to go onto the same computer and like well, let's say that I want to play while I'm at work or while I'm working and I can't switch over my monitors over here. I can just go over to that computer, log in, and then I have all my settings and everything the same. If I want her to be able to play, because eventually I want her to play some of the games, but that can't run on her PC, I can have her come over here, log in, and have her all of her settings all the same the way that she wants, you know, which is nice. The other kind of cool thing is that I can have it more secure somewhat, because like I make it so like even I now on this computer, on my main computer, don't even have admin privileges on my normal account. So this is literally, it's a user account that's let's see, 10. We'll go to my NAS 8.10.15. So I have to get, yup, exactly. And like not to mention if like it's just like it's like going to a corporate network essentially is really what it boils down to. Oh, it's still pending install. Okay. And but each thing is a little bit different. Like this DNS thing that actually blocks all the ads. Not all the ads. It doesn't block like YouTube ads, for instance, but it does block like a lot, like 90% of the ads on like web pages and stuff, and a lot of like telemetry and all that crap. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly how it's set up. It's set up so I have a domain controller that allows me that hosts, that has all of those files in it. It's literally set up like an enterprise environment. I used my school credentials to get a free copy of Windows Server 2022, which usually costs like $1,000. And then I've just virtualized it. Oh yeah, if I had kids, it would be everything. I mean, and I have more than two PCs. I have three laptop, or I have three PCs, like main PCs that are completely hooked up to the domain. I have, and then when you can consider all the virtual machines that's where it really comes easy, is virtual machines, because once I join them to the domain, it's just like, oh, I don't need to go through the account creation and all that shit. I just join it to the domain and I can just sign on to it. um but yeah, if you had kids, it would be fantastic, because all the kids could log into any device, including like if I wanted to set it up Raspberry Pis and everything like that, if I join them to the domain. VMs I use for, well, for everything essentially. These are all my VMs right here. These are the VMs that I have on just one of my servers. So this is my firewall slash I was just explaining, this is my firewall slash my router. Here is the thing that my DNS server, which blocks all the ads. Here's Home Assistant, which runs all of my smart lights and everything like that. Here's the domain controller I was talking about. There's a few other virtual machines I don't have on right now as domain controller that I tried setting up that I messed up. There was just a Windows 10 machine that's here. But on top of that, on another server, I have a virtual machine that is for a Kali Linux, and I have a couple Kali Linux instances for doing pen testing and for doing I'm doing like a Udemy course in what's it called, OSINT, which is open source technology or open source. No, that's just this is the, which one? Pi-hole. Yeah, so this is the the GUI or the command line interface. To get to the GUI interface, it is a web site. So let me go to Pass.io. So here's how it looked. Oh, I need to sign into it. Yeah, it's just when you get into the development end of stuff, like a lot of stuff looks like that. I mean, I'm sure you know that from being from like coding and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Like this, I can see Katie's location and everything like that. Like like it literally keeps track of everything. Keeps track of the temperatures in my room, the amount of toner left in my printer, the battery on all of my devices, including the Roomba. The weather, all the temperature and the humidity in each room. Pretty sweet. I have little buttons. I have little switches that. Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it totally could be. That's why I try to keep it pretty secured for the most part. You can actually see like it'll show all the different locations, like because it uses your phone for the sensors. I'll show like location data. It's pretty interesting. As you can see, how you go nowhere. Here's my H&R Block phone. So if I lose that, I can find it. And yes, I realize that it has. That's very true. That's exactly what it is. It's putting a lot of the control under my hands with some of the stuff. It's not really why I do it, but that's part of the that's one of the things that's nice about it. Here's the router interface. See, I know exactly what like when I get those information, like I know that it's just like automated shit from like Google and stuff like that, and I turn all those settings on to like, because I use it to. But yes, I enjoy the restaurant. But like I'll use that sometimes to remember like where my mileage is for like work and stuff like that. I'm like, shit, I went to like 5 different offices today. Where the fuck did I go? And I just open up my location history and I type them in so I can get credit for driving to each location or whatever, or like get like my money back or whatever. But yeah, you can see every change that goes on the phone. This is where it comes creepy a little bit. Like my Galaxy S22 was unplugged at 4:11 1 hour ago. 4:11 22 seconds. Katie's last iPhone triggered to launch, so she launched something on her phone. Her geolocation switched. Her significant change to her location an hour ago. So this she was driving. Location changed to still on my phone, on my Galaxy S22. Status changed to charging. Was plugged in. Was charged to using AC as charging. So it wasn't even like a charge to like a battery thing. It was charged to AC. Was unplugged. Charging type changed to USB, so that's when I plugged it into the computer to check and see how it was charged. Then switched to change to AC, then changed to sunset, changed to set. Some crazy interesting stuff there. Like, and that's what like that's what people don't understand with like all the stuff that your phone fucking like knows about you and shit. Like all the sensors, like that's just the sensors that I allow them to have. Oh, exactly. That's all the data that's just the data I give it permissions to let access, right? That's what people don't understand so much about, like how much stuff that they use for advertising and stuff like that. Like they literally know everything about you. They know if you're charging in your car versus if you're charging plugged into a wall. They know if you're like, it's crazy. They know when you move. Like they know how long you sleep based off of how much movement you use. So if you start getting like you start getting ads about like stuff about like, they know like, oh, you're cranky or you haven't slept, and a lack of sleep increases your drive for carbohydrates. We should probably feed you ads for things that are carbohydrate rich so that you are more likely to go eat them. Like it's shit like that. Like things that people don't even think about. Like that's why everyone's always like freaked out about like, oh my god, I was talking about this thing and like I've never searched for it, and like, oh my god, I found it. It's like, yeah, no shit. Like it just came up that one day. It's like part of it's confirmation bias, that stuff's already been there. You just happen to see it that time, and when it registered, you happen to be thinking about it. Therefore, it is. Yeah, I know. I was just talking about chargers actually earlier, and how, especially with USB-C becoming so prolific, it it yeah, that's exactly why they can tell what you're charging from AC or from USB or whatever. Yeah, your phone knows everything. Exactly. Like that's what people don't understand, is that like people are so like, oh, they're like actually listening to me. It's like, no, it's not that they're actually listening. It's just so much automated shit. It's just that like they're starting to get so much information about us. They know more about us than we do. And people don't like that. People don't like not knowing, not understanding themselves. People don't like not thinking that they don't have free will, and that's where it boils down to, like that like, and that's where it starts to blur the lines of, is because like if they can predict what we're gonna do before we do it, do we have free will? Like yeah, exactly, we don't have access to see what that data tells, which I think legally we do with some instances. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes that having that advertisement be so specific is handy, because there's a lot of times that I just scroll through Amazon to find shit that I want, or like that like I could use, that like I could never find if I just like went to a mall and started walking around, or like something like that, you know? Like there's some shit that I would never find, like these little USB fucking chart. So speaking of USB things and charging and how they can talk to each other, it's actually what I just got was these USB multimeters. These little, so it's a USB-C one, a USB-A one, and one that's like a low voltage USB-A and /C one. I got these for work because now that I have so many laptops I have to like troubleshoot, and they're all USB-C chargers, I need to be able to see how, like, what's going on. Is the voltage, is the charger bad, or is the laptop bad. And so this lets me tell that. And I found these things on Amazon just randomly from it suggesting it. A lot of anime, yeah. So that's like stuff like your DNS server, for instance. That's leaking that information, and then like your ISP basically just kind of feeds. And that's where like other information like comes from, like yeah, exactly. Like that's, for instance, that's why I use my own DNS server with ad block and stuff like that, is that I can because I'm VPN'd across from my parents, and I have my parents use my same DNS server. So like sometimes I'll get like religious ads because my mom's like freaking like crazy religious, or I get like religious things served to me on ads that are like, oh, you have the wrong guy. You have the wrong fucking guy. Like my mom's like crazy Catholic. No, I'm trying to think of some of the specific ads. Usually, because like I'll find some like some stuff interesting, like studying like actual like historical accounts of like religious elements and stuff like that. So like if I start searching for that stuff, it'll start feeding me a lot of like Jesus crap because my mom searches for that. You know. I did not see a single one of them. Of course, I don't live in Pennsylvania, so it wouldn't make sense for me to. But like that's where ads are targeted, you know, geographically, which is another whole interesting thing. They can do it based off of like your cell tower, your IP address, your this is true. I can't like express how scared for like or like how nervous I was for US this upcoming like I was like, we're fucked. Like the country's fucked. I was like, this is the end of it. This is how it ends. Like we had a good run of a couple hundred years, you know. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to end just because with that election. Unfortunately, I know that's the thing. That's the scary part. But it was a substantial win. I will give it that. It took the temperature of the room and said, okay, there's still a lot of crazy people, but a majority of people aren't fucking insane yet. Like, it was a, hey, everybody, how's our common sense doing? And like, just over 50% of the population was like, yeah, we're still good. But like 40 something percent of the population was like, we got none. Every race is like the Democrat now. It's a brunch Hitler who ran the platform exploding him. Yeah, see, but that unfortunately, like we're getting to a somewhat point where it's like that's not too far off because like the US politics in general is so far right to begin with that like the really far right people are essentially fucking like they goddamn want like fascism, like essentially. They want a strongman leader. It's insane. They want another Putin. God, I can't wait for this fucking suspension to be over. I don't know how long is left. I should probably take a shower while I'm waiting for the suspension to be up. Just take like 15 minutes. Politics is more. It really is. It really is. Like, and the sad thing is like I also see like I don't think that people are like the common sense that people have is completely gone. I feel like people are, and I've had these talks with Katie. Yes, this is very true. Science is fun. I had this talk with Katie for like very often, and this is where I wish I was still had an edible because I could get talking on this stuff for forever, and then probably get a way bigger audience than me playing games. But this is also true. What was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot. Oh, more politics is more sad than fun. Yeah, so like I feel like that a lot of people are just misguided. Like I feel like a lot of people are still there. They're just they've had because we are so polarizing with some stuff. It's just too much too quickly for some people on the right. But unfortunately, there's then the people who are dragging their feet on like actual like racist stuff and like bigotry, which is just not cool. Greatest filters meaning what? Like I'm not gonna lie, I think I have very little hope for humanity, like as a species. Oh, that type filter. Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure if that was the filter that you were talking about because that's what I was thinking about, but I wasn't sure if that was what you were specifically referencing. But to like understand that, I feel like to really get everyone on the same page, it would be like having to watch a video, which I just watched recently. But slow people become anti-vaxxers and conspiracy theorists. All become fed wrong information with no way out. I think that there's that's part of it is a wrong information, and B I think it's like for instance like my a lot of this like I try to view things from both sides as best I can. Um, because a lot of my family is very conservative, although they're not like so far I haven't noticed any like crazy election denial type stuff from them. So that's good. But like I feel like they're just in that like centrist area. Like they have the common sense still, but they're misguided, you know, is how I feel. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe that's how everyone feels about their family. And who fucking knows? But um I feel like they are not that far gone from like the people that you see on fucking TV and shit like that. Like they're close enough that you could get them to like come back or like reason with them. Um, and a lot of like the points that I hear them saying is stuff like it's concerned. They're valid concerns, but with um valid concerns, but with misguided or misinterpreted or um not getting the whole picture of what's going on. That's how I view a lot of some of the people who are seem beyond like they're very conservative, but like aren't still quite gone yet. Oh, but yeah, I was saying I don't have much hope for the human species like at all. I feel like we are yeah, exactly, the great filter. Like so I was just watching a video not too long ago about that, and it was talking about how if the great filter, like we don't really know what the great filter is, but if one is ahead of like that life starting could have been one of the great filters, like life spontaneously like forming from inanimate matter essentially. But if one of them, if we find other aliens, like it would be a bad, or not necessarily if we found other aliens it would be a bad sign. If we found another extinct alien species, that would be a very bad sign. Well, but I mean that's literally like, God, it only takes one, like, look, it only takes one fucking, like, as technology progresses, everything is much quicker and has much, like, the consequences of things are such greater. You could have a fucking Looney Tune, like, I don't know, anybody. I was just fucking pick a fucking somebody who went on a slaughter in 1,000 years ago, right? Like if you find anybody that's like human, that has human slaughter 1,000 years ago, they could try to do something and they could only have so much effect. Now we're not even trying to, but we're affecting the climate like pretty much practically permanently, if not permanently. And like one person gets those launch codes accidentally, or like a terrorist act or a war disrupts something and there's like a nuclear incident, all mankind, everything we've been working for the past fucking million year, not million, thousands of years, possibly all of life on Earth, everything we have been working for millions of years, billions of years, gone. If bones don't grow back, what do you mean? Oh, you mean if like you get like amputated or something like that? I was gonna say bone grows back. It's like, have you ever broken a bone? Like your bone is constantly rebuilding. Like it literally never stops rebuilding. Like every time you like work out or like put any type of like physical stress on your bone. But yeah, I know what you mean. You don't like regrow, which is weird. Like, how does it? What is the reasoning for that? That you could have, you can. I think it's, fuck, I don't remember. I used to know this. I know that'd be so fucking sweet though. Like I think that there's like some CRISPR, like with CRISPR and stuff like that. And that's the other thing. It's like we're just thinking about one element of life that is like hurtling, just spiraling exponentially out of control. Like we have AI, we have nuclear fucking incidents, we have fucking the environment, we have all these tipping points of all these we are juggling chainsaws as a fucking species, and we are one fuck up away from it slicing us in half. Candied pecans because it's Thanksgiving, so I don't give a fuck. Yeah, exactly, right? I don't know. That's exactly it. It's like, how can we, like, our brains just don't even want, like they don't even like comprehend. Like they have it's so hard to get them to even try thinking about problems that are that large, that like your brain just like rebels against it. And it's like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna pay attention to what's going on right in front of me right now. And that's exactly what everyone does nonstop. And then basically you know we all just fuck ourselves in the end. And that's unfortunate. I feel like we're just gonna do as a species. We're just gonna dig our heads in the sand and then just, you know, that or we're gonna get our shit together one day. But I unfortunately feel like it's like another thing, for instance, one thing I think is gonna fuck us is Elon Musk, to be honest. I think his SpaceX shit is complete, or not SpaceX stuff, but his what's it called? What's the satellite shit? Starlink? I think Starlink. No, see, I think that that's the younger generation. Some of them are just dumb, and some of them are falling into the same, like, you'd be surprised. There's people who are my age who are fucking, ugh. But like, so Starlink, for instance, we only have so, like, if one of those blows up, like, what if, let's say, like, China, for instance, just decides to, like, blow up a couple hundred of SpaceX's satellites, all that space junk is just going to scatter and, like, become exponentially, like, more like impossible to get out of our atmosphere, like, out of our fucking, like, out of low Earth orbit, like, to get any other spaceships through it, because they all just going to spread out into pieces, and then all those pieces are going to hit. There's like 10,000 some odd satellites up there, like 10,000 times however many, like, the amount of space junk is insane that would result from that. We would landlock ourselves as a planet. It's just a matter of time. It's literally just waiting like hundreds of years for all the fucking, for gravity to take its course and burn up enough of that shit in space or into our atmosphere, which hopefully will only take, you know, maybe 20-30 years, but like could take 100 years, you know. All right, well, you know what I should do? I should try playing some quick play and seeing if it crashes, and if it does, I should fucking do a little more troubleshooting. Oh, I need to turn that off. What's Extra Stick doing? Playing?
Traveling to Nepal. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
But yeah, that's some of my rantings.
Together then strike them down! Dr. Joe!
This is going to
Five, four, 3, 2, 1. Round 1.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, that's what I wanted to do.
That was on purpose.
Why seek answers when we do not know the question?
Enemy turret ahead.
Actuating the barrier!
Now it's going to get
It seems I lost my balance. The barrier appeared! The barrier cannot stand much longer! Barrier's weakened! Collapsing the barrier! The universe does not Was there a miscalculation?
Best round lost.
area denied.
Score 0 to 1.
Make your preparations. Careful research is effective research.
Watch your flanks. They might try.
Alright, I'll be right back. Wave.